Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2024 final press conference show of this season. I'm your host, Jamie, and so we're going to go over kind of Kyle and John's final press conference and also like final convos for some of the players that we have some audio for. So this might be a tad longer than normal because we do have a lot of clips to play and go through um, and stuff like that. So, yeah, so we're gonna do that. But before we get into anything, I do want to mention the wildfires going down in LA area right now in California and give my sincere um, thoughts and everything towards that area. As somebody who is in California, this is a big thing. Wildfires are a crazy, insane thing, and this is something that I don't think any of us have ever seen or could predict. Really horrible down there. So I just want to give a shout out to that. And um, I wish I had a link, but I'm sure if you find any other creators or anybody down there, there's probably some Red Cross and a lot of great donation spots to help if you have the means or even just retweeting and stuff helps tremendously as well. Spreading the word to help some of these people who've lost everything. Just wanted to do that, give a shout out about that because that is something that I feel like is extremely important. And shout out to the Arizona Cardinals for helping out the Rams this week too. Very nice move. As well as you guys know, it was supposed to be playing in Inglewood, but it's not safe to play out there, so they moved the game down to the Arizona Cardinals down, I think, in Glendale. And so the Arizona's helped out getting them all situated, which is, I think, major major kudo points to all of that. So now that that's out of the way, so now I'm going to do some ad stuff coming up here shortly. So what I'm gonna do, since we have a lot, I'm gonna play two of them right now, the shorter ones right now, and then we're going to play the longer one when I need a break, going through all of these. So just bear with me, and also feel free to put in the chat anything you guys want to talk about in particular, and stuff like that for the end of the season. All right, we'll be right back.
This segment is brought to you by Shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear. Save 10%. This segment is brought to you by SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio at SeatGiant.com to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out.
Alrighty, guys, let's get into some of this. So we have a lot from a lot of different players, and then we have some few from Shanahan and Lynch. So we'll just keep going through all of those. First one we have Fred Warner on. Let's see the name. Fred Warner on raising the standard next season. So here we go.
I'm already thinking about that. Honestly, there's more there. Obviously, to get the best out of myself and my teammates. You know, it's not just about me playing at a high level anymore. It's about trying to bring everybody else along. I'm all about winning. Like that's all I care about. I promise. It hurts my heart even yesterday when nothing was on the line just to even finish that way. So, yeah.
All right, so that is Fred Warner on that. Obviously, a lot of the players are not happy with how the season ended in that final game of getting really like destroyed by the Arizona Cardinals. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I think that's obviously a good thing moving forward, and yeah, hopefully the veterans on this team could help keep that standard high, raising it, and making sure everything goes well, and have a much better season next season. All right, we have Shanahan on Brock Purdy.
Yeah, definitely. It's important to have our whole team back for OTAs. And that's actually it's yeah,
Just start
definitely.
that.
It's important to have our whole team back for OTAs. And that's actually it's last year, our it was like 8 weeks after our last game that our guys needed to be back for voluntary work and stuff, which I think is real important. And the year before that, it was like 9 or 10 weeks. So these last two, and then when we all got back, it was like you could tell we all were back, but we wish we had a little bit more time. And when I look at a calendar now and realize we have 14 weeks until we need to get back, like I expect everyone to be ready to go and excited to really get this going and play some football. And that starts with Brock. Like Brock is the leader of our team. I've loved these 3 years with Brock. I plan on being with Brock here the whole time I'm here. So like Brock's been a stud. He's a guy I got a lot of confidence in, and just as a human. But it starts with what he's done on the field these last 2.5 years, and we're capable of winning a Super Bowl with him. We just almost did, and I know he's.
Alrighty. So that's Shanahan talking about Brock Purdy. I think it's safe to say that Shanahan plans to keep Brock around, and I know there's been a lot of discourse of whether we should pay Brock the amount of money that people are speculating he's going to get, the top dollar in the quarterback conversation, all of that jazz. But it sounds like the thing is that I feel like Brock fits Shanahan's system very, very well, and 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 I think, like, they're a good mesh, honestly, like, I legit do, and so I'm not too surprised. He kinda reminds me a little bit of how, Matt Ryan had his best year under Shanahan, and so I'm not too terribly surprised. It reminds me of the kinda same fit, um, and so, it makes sense. I do think Brock is gonna get paid. I don't know how much. Since he did have a little bit of a down year this year, I could see that maybe affecting it, but I also feel like Brock mentioned a couple weeks ago that he doesn't want to have as much of a media circus as we did last year with BA and Trent holding out and all that stuff and h holding it for most of OTAs, so I will not be surprised if this gets done a lot quicker, and I think the Niners also understand that too now because it's been a wacky thing with the contracts, so the timing at least, so um, yeah, we'll see how that ends up going. All right, and as we all know, Nick Sorensen was fired as their defensive coordinator. Niners are holding interviews for the new defensive coordinator. Robert Saleh has interviewed. I did see somewhere that he is kind of leaning as the favorite, so we'll see. We might get a reunion with Robert Saleh, which I'd be all here for. Um, and so, yeah, so we do have Shanahan on firing the defensive coordinator. Here's his spiel.
First of all, it was a real tough decision. I love Nick as a person, and I love him as a coach. Still trying to hope to keep him on board in another capacity because he's a guy I don't want to lose. But just where we're at really as a team, where I think we need to go. There's a lot of big decisions ahead for us, and as hard as it is for me to come to this conclusion, but I feel there's some options out there that can end up being a better option in the situation that we're in for our team. And when really it comes down to that, the position I'm in, regardless of anything else, that's always the stuff I got to go with. So it was a real tough decision for me, and I'm still hoping that we can keep Nick here. But I do feel there's some other avenues that.
Alrighty, so that is Kyle's thing. There, when it was reported that he was fired, it was also mentioned that they do want to keep him on. So I feel like it's not so much of his person; it's just they need to find him a better fit. Um, and like I just feel like Nick does not fit and mesh well with this the way that the defense needs to run. I don't think he's necessarily a bad coordinator. I just feel like he just does not his style does not mesh with this defensive style that the it's able to elevate the players. So we'll see if they're able to find him a spot. They did fire the special teams coach, so and Nick does have uh training there, experience there, so I would not be surprised if maybe he moves over there. We'll see. But it is mentioned that they do want to keep him on. So, um, let's see. Next quote. is Shanahan on what his next role would be. So let's play that.
I just told him he's not going to be the defense coordinator. Yeah, so I mean he's under contract still, and I'm really hoping that he'll come back. But that's got to be something he and his family feel good about too, and the exact role that we end up carving out for him, which
Alrighty. So they're working on that. Not too much to say about that, but we'll see if he wants to come back, if his family is comfortable coming back and um, moving forward with that. So next one is Shanahan on what he's looking for in a defensive coordinator.
I mean I love the scheme that we've had here. I mean I think it's one of the hardest things to go to when you got the right guys in the right spots. But I do think people adjust to schemes, and I think you have to adjust too, depending on your personnel. And I think that was a tougher thing for us this year. Just going into the season, it was a little bit harder than past seasons, and some of the injuries we had, I think, made it really tough for Nick. And I thought he got better trying to adjust and do different things. But I do think that's something that definitely. I'm not saying you got to change schemes, but you have to have the ability, um, the history, and the knowledge of how to change some stuff up when you're in some certain situations.
Alrighty. So, yeah, that's Shanahan on what he's looking forward with his next defensive coordinator. I think it makes a lot of sense. Um, I do feel bad for Nick because I do feel like injuries are a major factor, and he was kind of limited on how he could adjust, like Kyle mentioned. Um, so I am honestly a little bit surprised that he was let go. I thought that he would at least give him one more year to see, and hopefully a healthy year to see how it goes moving forward. But um, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Um, but yeah, here is Shanahan on getting a new offensive coordinator.
I thought he did an awesome job, and Clay's role is going to be the same as it's been, which has been the offensive coordinator. He just hasn't had that title yet. I mean, Clay's done as much as anyone on offense for these last 2 years. So this was his second year doing that, and he gets better and better each year at it. Just hasn't had the official title yet, and now he'll get the official title, which he more than deserves. But it's more about recognizing what he's.
Alright, so it sounds like that we've already kind of had an offensive coordinator, just hasn't had that title. Sounds like he took over from Mike McDaniel when Mike McDaniel left for the Dolphins. So and it sounds like this is more of just like a formality. He was already doing the job, now he's officially getting the title. So yeah, um, moving on to the kind of that goes with that on what the OC role will be. So here we go. A little bit more information.
I mean, yeah, I'll continue to call plays, but I mean, Clay and I have done everything here the last 2 years together, kind of hand in hand. When we put the game plan in together, yeah, I call it. Only one person can speak to the quarterback, but I mean, him, Furster, Flurry, those are the guys I rely on through play calling throughout the game. It's not like I'm just in silence there calling every play. I'm discussing it with the guys we prepared for it with in the week, discussing it with the guys who are talking with their players and what they see, and it's the same.
Alrighty. So just a little bit more information. Sounds like it's just expanding and, you know, nothing too much has changed, but just more official titles, relying on people and, all that stuff. All right, so that is that. Here's Lynch on Trent Williams.
Trent's doing well. He had a bruise in the ankle joint, and it probably took a little longer than anyone anticipated. But sometimes that happens, and the good news is it's taken a positive turn. Trent's mindset is where it always is, and he's still very interested in being a great player that he is, and I think he's still got a lot left in the tank. So Trent's committed as ever.
Alrighty. So that's a little update. Sounds like Trent is doing much better. Um, I'm thankful for this time off so that everybody can really heal. It's going to be crazy seeing everybody come back. But no, that's definitely positive news, and it sounds like we don't have to worry. Pretty sure he's going to come back for next season, so not too worried about that. Here's Lynch on Hargrave.
Yeah, just that, Matt. It was a, we had some salary cap challenges, and that was something that allowed for the post one. You can early designate it, and what I told Javon is he's a player we really like. Same reason we went out and signed him. That hasn't changed. He's an impactful player. Um, we do have some challenges, and so this doesn't mean we can't compete for his services. It allows him, though, rather than waiting until post June 1 and being SOL because free agency already happened. It gives him an opportunity to go see what his market, and that may include us. So we'll get into our plans. We know Javon, who he is. He's on a good track coming back from his injury, and would we be interested in having him? Of course. Is that something we can come to an agreement on, and is it something that fits in our plans? We will see, and that's a
Alrighty. Um, so basically, just kind of a wait and see with Hargrave, see how he heals up, and see where his market's at. He was just kind of like one of those 1 year off season kind of signings to see how it ended up working out, and we'll see what ends up happening. Not too much there, but roundabout wait and see kind of response. The next question, next little spot is Legend Shanahan on special teams. So let's hear what they have to say about this.
I mean, what do you mean by I don't take interest in special teams?
Well, you say you're not watching the kicker tryouts and that kind of.
Well,
I know they're off.
let me help Kyle there. I would tell you Kyle spends an inordinate amount of time with all phases of our team. Special teams is extremely important in the way we construct our rosters. The time is there. Now in kicking, neither of us are kicking specialists, so we don't sit here and profess to know everything about kicking and things of that nature. But the time issue, I'm sorry to interrupt, Kyle, but he spends plenty of time there.
I just don't BS you guys.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, you turned it around on me there. But no, I just don't BS you guys with that stuff. But to say, we spent some heavy draft picks on special teams players, which I think is an investment. We spent some salary cap on guys. Bringing guys like George Odom, having Flanagan Fowles here these last couple of years. That's bringing back. Those were special teams decisions. Spent a third-round pick on a kicker. Making special teams changes is why special teams is important to me, because we do work at it. But it's wasn't good enough this year. I don't put that just on Brian by any means. Losing your kicker, losing your punter, when injuries do affect the roster, especially offense and defensively, what it did affect the most was special teams. And I think that was unfair to Brian and a tough situation to put him in. But I do think it's an avenue we can get better in, and you can't change the whole thing out. And so Brian ends up being the fall guy for that. And I really appreciate him. He did have a real good 3 years here and worked his tail off and was very loyal to us and is a very good coach. And he'll bounce back on his feet, and we'll be going against him soon, I'm sure. But no, special teams is part of football.
Alrighty, so that's a little spiel on special teams. Dickie makes a good point with all the injuries that did affect special teams and their depth and all of that stuff. So, it is what it is. Hopefully they can get it all figured out. I'm sure they will. And Kyle is right, they have tried to put some resources into special teams and make it better. We'll just have to go from there. Okay, next one. Actually, we're gonna do the ones from Brock real quick, and then we'll take a break. So, next one is from Brock. We have 3 from Brock, it looks like. Let's see what the name is. We have 3. 3 from Brock. First one is how important it is to get his deal done quickly for his contract extension.
Everybody's different. Just with the timing of getting something done and whatnot. For me, I want to obviously get it done if that's a an opportunity to be able to get that done quick, that'd be great. Just so we can get back for phase one, get after it with the receivers and our team, and just continue to grow. Because man, we all got to grow together. We got to come close and learn and just be the best versions of ourselves as fast as we can. And phase one is my mind of OTAs coming back, getting all the guys back, and let's roll. Let's get after this offseason together. And but with that being said, everybody's timing is a little different and stuff. But for me, at the end of the day, I want to win. I want to win for this organization and everybody here. And I'm not the kind of guy that wants to have any kind of drama associated with anything. I'm here for this organization, for my teammates in the locker room, and I want to be very professional about it. We play professional football for our living, and I want to keep the main thing, and not get distracted by all the chaos that can go on within it. But I want to just be clean about it and respectable, and
All right, sorry guys if you could hear my dogs. So, um, I I do think every player probably wants it to be as smooth as it can and to be able to get back to football, but also to make sure that they make their money. Sorry if you guys can hear my dogs, and stuff like that. We will see how fast it is. I'm sure it is one of their top priorities this offseason is to get him his contract. So, and I'm sure of how the last few big contracts have gone. I'm sure the Niners are hoping to get it done quickly. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it goes well. Next one is how important if he wants out of his current deal.
yeah, I mean, obviously we'll see just when we actually sit down and start negotiating and talking and stuff. But more than anything, I want to be able to be here for my guys in the locker room. Be here to I want to be in San Francisco and play my football career here, man. I love it here, and I want to do whatever it takes to be here. And so we'll see when we get there, when we sit down and start talking and stuff. But that's first and foremost, and then we'll go from there. But I'm not really sure what it all is going to look like or entail. But I know that I'm the guy for this organization, and that I can do what it takes to help lead us where we want to go. And
Alrighty. So there's that one. So it sounds like Brock wants to stay here. So I'm sure that's definitely a positive thing. Makes negotiating probably a little bit easier. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we will see how it goes. And then next one is if he would actually hold out on during the contract negotiations.
I'm not really sure as of now, but I mean, like I said before, I want to get back to work as soon as I can with the guys, and so hopefully.
Alrighty, so there's that. We'll see. I don't feel like he is the kind of guy who would probably hold out, but you never know. We'll just have to see how it goes. It's gonna just depend on how smooth it goes. I'm sure if it's pretty smooth and everything, then we should be all good to go. Alright, let's see. Alrighty, so we're gonna play one more advertisement real quick. Ignore the part about the following week's game since we've already played our last game, but yeah, we'll be right back.
Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at ninerfaithfulradio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join.
For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 4 apparel is finally here. To see this year's designs and also save 20% off of Season 1 through 3 designs, go to ninerfaithfulradio.com/shop.
Tune in every Monday to watch Jason react to the highlights of last week's game. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner
Alrighty. Ignore my cat. She has decided to join us. All right. So those are all, looks like all we have for Brock. So now we're going to start on some, we have a clip from Demo about him being a pro ball snub. I'm assuming. Yes. Yes. Let's see.
Yeah, a lot of people told me that. But I mean, I missed the Pro Bowl this year. I think I'm gonna miss it next year because we're gonna be in the Super Bowl. You know, Super Bowl is at here, so we need.
Alrighty. So it's Demo. Obviously, I'm sure that since the Super Bowl will be at Levi's next year, I'm sure that's a big thing of Niners could make it to the Super Bowl. They could play in their home stadium, pretty much have home field advantage, which would be insane. But yeah, sounds like he's not too concerned about it. Alrighty, so we got a couple from Kittle. Kittle on the 2024 season.
No, not haunting. Disappointing. I mean, our standards for this organization are significantly higher. Our expectations for ourselves were higher. Our goals were higher, and we didn't achieve any of those. So it's disappointing. I wouldn't say haunting. Team dealt with a lot. We had a ton of off the field things that happened that couldn't really see coming. From with Ricky to our O-line coach to Charvarius Ward, Trent Williams. Like, team went through a lot this year, and we weren't able to get through some of those games, and it's unfortunate. We're not happy about it, but that's the reality that we're in, and our names are stamped on that. And so I think as an organization, we'll do everything that we can.
All right, so that's Kittle. We do have a comment here. The clip before Kittle, that was not Greenlaw, that was Demo. And so he our one of our backfield corner safety guys who got his contract extended. So that was Demo. Let me know if you guys can hear it okay. I'm trying to turn it up and try not to have it like blast too much in my ear. So yeah, let me know if it needs to be adjusted. But no, that was not Greenlaw. So obviously Kittle disappointed. Makes a lot of sense. I'm sure all the vets are pretty disappointed. Not too surprising. All right, next one, Kittle about a contract extension.
That was a good question. Great job. Said it very clearly too. I said it yesterday. I want to be a Niner for my entire career. Love wearing the red and gold. And
Alrighty. So that is Kittle on his probably upcoming contract extension. We will see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. Yeah, it sounds like Kittle wants to stay here. I'm sure he would love to stay here. It makes a lot of sense. And he's still, even though he's getting older, he's still really good. So he had a pretty good year this year. So, we'll see how the contract extension goes, see how this offseason works. Here's CMC on how hard the 2024 season was for him and all the injuries and all of that.
Incredibly hard. Yeah, very difficult. But I think I've been through adversity before like this, and it just doesn't make it easier. But it was definitely tough for me.
All right, so that was CMC. Obviously, very tough season for CMC. Works to gets back for a short period of time. Looks like he's just about getting really, really back into it, and then has another setback and misses the rest of the season. So, it is what it is. It sucks. Hopefully, he's able to come back stronger than ever next season, and we could end up winning a Super Bowl. Here is Demo again. What he felt he could do better. So.
Yeah, I would just say probably being a vocal leader. I feel like it would have been times, I could have, said something or, with just building that confidence within myself, to really speak. Because, I kind of spoke to the team, like, at the end of the season. But I felt like, when things was getting right.
All right. So as Demo on him, more focusing on him becoming more of a leader of the organization with the teammates. He's really grown into his own. and stuff like that. I think it's really cool to see. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Um, let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. It's gonna be an interesting offseason. I will say that. There's gonna be a lot going on. Let's see. Depth chart. Oh, not that. Depth chart. Diamondor Lenore is who just spoke. I was trying to remember the last name. All right. We got a quote here from Debo.
Nah, no questions at all.
Debo on whether he questions whether he'll be here or not. Oh, okay.
Nah, no questions at all.
Sounds like Debo, I think, is kind of a wild card. We'll see what they ended up doing. I wouldn't mind having him back, but because he seemed to pop up a little bit more towards the end of the season, we'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if they trade him, but we'll have to see what ends up happening. Okay, here is Mufasa on being physical in the NFL versus college.
Oh yeah, definitely, because everybody's gonna bring it. I've definitely got humbled in this league, and I've definitely brought it to other people as well. So just having that balance and getting not getting got more times than not. At the end of the day, so definitely it's just nice to being able to just translate my game into this league and knowing that I don't have to change.
All right. So, nice little quote. I do think there's some big differences, but it sounds like he's, had to go through an adjustment and thinks he's figured some stuff out. I mean, he's played very well as a very young player coming in his first year. So, it's very cool to see. Harrison Fosson having a sophomore slump.
That's kind of just a mindset thing. A lot of people like to manifest things and believe in superstition things. That's not my faith. It's not what I believe. And maybe some people do, but that's never been my motto. That's never been my mindset. And I'm only trying to elevate. So
Alrighty, we'll see. I'm glad that he's kind of not focusing too much on it. And we'll just have to see how he does if he has a good off season. He's definitely one of the guys who's had very minor injuries, so not anything significant that he really has to rehab for. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And then we have Mufasa on his favorite hit and most humbling moment. So here we go.
my favorite hit. Uh, Shit, I would say both games in that Kansas City game. I would say the one, my first downhill hit on Kareem Hunt, because I was like solidified, like okay, this is how I play. And obviously Mahomes one, I was like whatever, it'll be funny. Got a lot of clout off of that though, so I'm not really too mad at it. So, you yeah, I guess it was like okay, I'm on top of the world, best game of my NFL career, and then ended it off again, hit on the ground. So yeah, definitely a little rookie moment for the books. That's definitely something I'll tell my kids about and everything. So
Alrighty, so we had a lot of interesting stuff to say about the Kansas City game. How he had high moments where he took that Kareem Hunt, had a downhill hit, and then he was the one who was on his back after getting trucked and stuff. So it's cool that he seems like he really has a good head and is smart and pay attention to stuff and all that stuff. We got two more. One more from Mufasa. Mufasa. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that. Here's him on what's next.
yeah, now it's okay. They see what I can do, and they see I can be a focal point on this defense. So now it's about me taking that next step to be one of the faces of this organization to take us to the promised land. And that's been my mindset. That's Renardo's mindset that I'm out on the field with. I know that's Pooney's mindset. I know that's the rest of the rookie class's mindset. And whoever else is, bought into this culture, bought into this program, which I know a lot of guys are. A lot of people, you know, like like to see the 49ers at our low this past year, but I can promise you that's not gonna be a long.
Nice. Alrighty. So I do really like this class that had come in this past season. I think the young guys are very good. I think rookie it's gonna evolve into a really solid wide receiver. It's already done really pretty well, honestly. Cooney is excellent on the offensive line. He's kind of like a surprise pick that really worked out. Renato Green and Mustafa are great in the backfield defense. They've been tremendous pretty much all season. And, I think he's right. I think while this is a down year for the Niners, I really think if they play the offseason right, get a really solid rookie young draft class coming in, and really do well in the offseason and free agency, they can really, retool, re- basically like reload the roster, which is I think they need to do, and you know, move forward. So, alrighty. Our last one is from Dominic Clooney, reflecting on his rookie season. So we're gonna play that right now.
Um, Reflecting on it is a lot to learn. Obviously, starting every game, I got a lot of reps under my belt, so I'm definitely taking all that experience in the next year. I think just coming into OTAs this year, knowing the playbook, knowing the guys, knowing the system, it'll definitely help. So this offseason, I'm just working on any little nicks or bruises. I'm just take care of that.
All right. So Spinny on having a year under his belt, having a lot of reps under his belt since he started pretty much all year. Being able to come into OTAs, knowing the playbook, knowing everybody, and just having kind of having that under your belt and being able to focus on more of the fine details is huge. So, we'll see. I mean, I think that's definitely going to benefit the rookie class. All of them, I think, have done very well. Honestly, like there's just been a lot of off-season stuff with the Niners this year. So I think the fact that the rookie class has done as well as they have is kind of incredible. And yeah, we'll just keep going. Well, that was the last clip, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed these press conference episodes and getting a little insight. Basically, that was the final stuff from the players and the coaches and all that stuff for the season. Um, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the overall vibe of this season. You guys probably will not see me until the draft, more than likely, depending on how my work schedule goes and all of that jazz. I will try to pop on if I possibly can. And we'll just take it from there. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the season. I'll see you guys next time I see you guys. And as always, go Niners.